I was cleaning out my grandmother's house. She had died, 92 years old. I found something on the charging dock. Her hearing aid. Modern model. There was a button. Playback. I clicked it. A voice came through. Familiar voice. My mother's voice. "We need to talk about Braden. When was this recorded? We should remove him from the will." I froze. Remove from the will? Me? "He's using drugs. Is there proof?" said another voice. My father. "No, but who cares? Mom will believe us." My skin went cold. What are they talking about? "I'll draft a new will," said my lawyer uncle. "We'll convince Mom. Get her to sign." My heart stopped. How many people are in this meeting? The voices multiplied. 10 people. Maybe more, the entire family. They were all planning it, to remove me from the will by lying, by manipulating, by fabricating drug addiction. What's the date on this recording? 3 months ago. Grandma was still alive. The meeting was at her house. She wasn't in the room, but her hearing aid was. On the table, charging, and it recorded everything. 6 months of recordings, every secret conversation, every plan, every lie. Grandma died. Old will is valid. She left me $2.7 million. And the family doesn't know. The hearing aid heard everything. My name is Braden Foster. I'm 30 years old, and I have 6 months of betrayal on tape. Let me go back to the beginning. My grandmother was Margaret Foster, widow, wealthy, made her money in real estate in the 80s, owned properties across 3 states, sold most of them, retired with substantial wealth. She had 5 children, my father Robert, his siblings Michael, Patricia, Susan, and David. 10, I was the oldest. Grandma and I were close, very close. I'd visit her every week, help with errands, fix things around the house, just spend time together. She appreciated it, said I was the only one who visited without wanting something. The other grandchildren came around less, only showed up for holidays or when they needed money. Grandma noticed, commented on it sometimes. "You're a good boy, Braden." Not like the others. I didn't think much of it at the time. Just seemed like normal family dynamics. Some people are close, some aren't, but it mattered to her. She kept mental notes of who called, who visited, who cared. 2 years ago, Grandma started having hearing problems, age-related. She resisted hearing aids at first. "Makes me look old," she'd say. I convinced her to try modern ones, small, discreet, Bluetooth connectivity. She finally agreed. I took her to the audiologist. We got her fitted. Top-of-the-line model. $8,000, all the features. Noise cancellation, automatic adjustment, and something I didn't know about. Automatic conversation recording. The audiologist explained it. The device records conversations to improve clarity. Machine learning. Analyzes speech patterns. Optimizes sound processing. Grandma didn't fully understand. Neither did I, really. We just nodded. Signed the papers. Took the hearing aids home. Grandma loved them. Said she could hear better than she had in years. Wore them every day. Charged them every night on the dock. Simple routine. And while they charged, they synced. Uploaded recordings to cloud storage. 6 months of storage capacity. Then it overwrites old recordings. Standard feature. Privacy concern for some. But for Grandma, she didn't even know it was happening. About 8 months ago, family dynamics started shifting. I noticed it at Thanksgiving. Everyone was there. All 5 of Grandma's kids, all 10 grandchildren, plus spouses. Big gathering. But something felt off. People were whispering, huddling, excluding me from conversations. When I'd approach a group, they'd change subjects, act casual. But it was obvious. I asked my cousin Jennifer about it. "Is something going on?" She looked uncomfortable. "No, nothing." Why? But she wouldn't make eye contact. Something was definitely happening. Christmas was worse. The exclusion was blatant. Family gift exchange. Everyone got thoughtful presents. I got a gas station gift card, $25, from my own parents. Grandma noticed, pulled me aside. "What's going on with your family?" I didn't know. "They're acting strange, Grandma, treating me different." She looked concerned. "Different how?" I explained the whispers. "The exclusion. The terrible gift." She frowned. "That's not right. Your family." But she didn't press it, didn't confront anyone, just made a mental note. I could see it in her eyes. January came. Grandma's health declined, not dramatically, just age. Moving slower, tiring easier. Doctor said it was normal. She was 92. But the family started circling. Suddenly, everyone wanted to visit, help with things. After years of absence, now they cared. It was transparent. They sensed time was limited, wanted to secure their positions, ensure their inheritance. My uncle Michael, the lawyer, started handling Grandma's affairs, just helping Mom organize things, he'd say. Estate planning, medical directives, financial management, all under the guise of assistance. But I knew, everyone knew, he was positioning himself, making sure he controlled everything. Grandma went along with it, trusted him. He was her son, a lawyer. Why wouldn't she trust him? February brought the first secret meeting. I wasn't invited, didn't know it happened until later. The family gathered at Grandma's house. She was napping upstairs. They met in the dining room. Her hearing aid was on the table, charging, recording. My mother started. "We need to discuss Braden." Everyone listened. "He's a problem. Mom favors him. He'll get too much in the will." My Aunt Susan agreed. "Way too much. He doesn't deserve it." My Uncle David asked the key question. "What do we do about it?" That's when Uncle Michael took over. The lawyer, the planner. "We need Mom to change the will, remove Braden, or minimize his share significantly, distribute it among the rest of us." My father spoke up. "How do we convince her? She loves Braden, visits him constantly." Michael had an answer. "We create doubt, make her question him, his character, his stability." My Aunt Patricia jumped in. "We could say he has problems. Addiction maybe. Gambling. Something that makes him seem unfit." The plan crystallized. They'd spread rumors, to Grandma, to each other. Create a consensus. Braden has a drug problem. Braden is unstable. Braden can't be trusted with money. They'd bring it up casually, in conversations. "Have you noticed Braden seems off? I heard he's been struggling. Someone told me he's using drugs. Death by 1,000 cuts. Slowly poisoned Grandma's perception of me." My cousin Tom objected. "That's messed up. Braden hasn't done anything wrong." Michael shut him down. "This isn't about right or wrong. This is about family assets. Braden gets too much. We get too little. Simple economics." Tom tried again. "But lying to Grandma?" My mother answered. "We're protecting her from making a mistake, leaving too much to someone who'll waste it." The rationalization was complete. They weren't betraying me. They were protecting the family. They weren't lying. They were preventing a mistake. The meeting lasted 2 hours. They refined the plan, assigned roles. My mother would express concern about my well-being. My father would mention financial irresponsibility. Uncle Michael would gently suggest updating the will, for everyone's benefit, of course. The meeting ended. Everyone left. Grandma woke up from her nap. Never knew they'd been there, but her hearing aid did. It recorded everything, uploaded it to cloud storage, sat waiting for someone to discover it. March through May, they executed the plan. Every family gathering, someone would plant a seed. Braden looked tired. "Is he okay? I'm worried about Braden's spending habits. Has anyone else noticed Braden acting strange?" Grandma started asking me questions. "Are you feeling all right? Do you need help with anything?" I was confused. "I'm fine, Grandma. Why?" "Your mother's worried. Says you seem stressed." I assured her I was fine. Working, healthy, stable. But the seeds were planted. Doubt crept in. They held more meetings. 4 more over 3 months. Each at Grandma's house. Each while she napped. Each recorded by their hearing aid. They escalated. Created specific stories. My father claimed he'd lent me money I never repaid. Lie. My aunt said she'd seen me at a bar looking intoxicated. Lie. My Uncle Michael mentioned hearing about legal troubles. Lie. All lies. All designed to destroy my credibility, to justify cutting me from the will. June came. Grandma's health worsened. She fell, broke her hip, hospital stay, recovery at home. The family rallied, suddenly attentive, but also opportunistic. Uncle Michael pushed harder about the will. "Mom, we should update your estate plan, given your health. Want to make sure everything's in order." Grandma was tired, in pain. "Fine, Michael. Whatever you think is best." He drafted a new will, one that reduced my inheritance from 40% to 5%, redistributed the rest to his siblings and their children. He just needed Grandma to sign, but she didn't sign, not yet. She wanted to talk to me first, called me over. "Braden, I need to ask you something." I sat with her. "Of course, Grandma. Anything." She looked at me carefully. "Your family's worried about you. Says you're having problems, drugs. Is that true?" My heart sank. "No, Grandma, none of that's true." "Who told you this?" She listed them. My parents, my aunts, my uncles, everyone, all saying the same things, all lying. I denied everything. Showed her my life, my job, my apartment, my bank statements. Nothing to hide. She studied me. "You're not lying to me?" "Never, Grandma. I don't know why they're saying these things." She nodded slowly. "I didn't think so. You've always been honest with me." She never signed the new will. Michael kept pushing. She kept declining. "I'll think about it," she'd say. But she'd made up her mind. Something was wrong. Her family was lying. She didn't know why, but she knew. She just knew. July 15th. Grandma had a stroke. Massive. Died within hours. We were all at the hospital. The family cried, mourned, but I saw the looks between my uncles, between my parents. They thought they had time to get the new will signed, but they didn't. Grandma died with the old will, the one where I got 40%, $2.7 million. Uncle Michael looked sick, physically ill. All that planning, all those lies, for nothing. The funeral was a week later. Big service. Grandma was well known, respected. Hundreds came. The family put on a show, loving, united, grieving together. But I felt the tension, the resentment. It radiated from them, directed at me, the undeserving grandson who got too much. After the funeral, Uncle Michael pulled me aside. We need to talk about the estate. I knew what was coming. Okay, your grandmother's will leaves you a disproportionate amount. It's not fair to the rest of the family. We're going to contest it. I expected this. On what grounds? Undue influence. You manipulated an elderly woman, isolated her from her family, convinced her to favor you in the will. I almost laughed. The audacity. They were the ones who manipulated, who lassied, who conspired, and now they were accusing me. That's not what happened, Michael. That's what we're telling the judge, unless you agree to split things more fairly. Take your 5%. Let us have the rest. Walk away quietly. 5%. What they wanted from the new will. And if I don't, legal hell. We'll drag this out for years. Cost you hundreds of thousands in legal fees, even if you win eventually. Is it worth it? He thought he had me. Thought I'd fold. Take the easy path. Avoid conflict. But he didn't know. I had something. Something they didn't expect. I went to Grandma's house the next day. Alone. Started cleaning. Going through her things. Deciding what to keep. What to donate. That's when I found it. The hearing aid. Still on the charging dock. Still synced to cloud storage. I picked it up, examined it, noticed the playback button, pressed it, and heard my mother's voice. We need to talk about Braden. I listened to the entire first recording, the February meeting, the conspiracy, the lies. My hands shook. I found the cloud app, logged in with Grandma's credentials, found 6 months of recordings, organized by day. I listened to all of them, every meeting, every plotting session, every fabricated story. They'd made a fatal mistake. They'd conspired in Grandma's house, with her hearing aid present. They'd forgotten, or never knew, that it recorded, that it saved everything, that it would expose everything. I downloaded all the recordings, backed them up, multiple locations. Then I called a lawyer, not Uncle Michael, a different one, specialized in estate litigation. I played him the recordings. He listened, eyes widening. This is incredible evidence. This proves conspiracy, fraud, defamation. Your family is in serious trouble. Can we use these in court? Absolutely. Hearing aid recordings are legal. They're the wearer's property. Your grandmother's estate owns them now. You, as executor, have access. This will destroy their will contest. Good. What else can we do with these? He smiled. Further, sue for defamation, emotional distress, intentional infliction of harm. The recordings prove they knowingly lied about you, created false narratives, damaged your reputation. That's textbook defamation. I filed a response to the will contest, included transcripts of the recordings, offered to play them in court. Uncle Michael's lawyer called immediately. We need to meet. We met at his office. Uncle Michael was there, pale, shaking. Where did you get those recordings? Grandma's hearing aid. It's been recording for 6 months. Every meeting, every lie, everything. He couldn't speak. His lawyer took over. These recordings are inadmissible, invasion of privacy. My lawyer laughed. No, they're not. Hearing aids automatically record. It's a documented feature. No expectation of privacy in someone else's home with their recording device present. These are completely admissible. Michael found his voice. You can't use these. It'll destroy the family. You should have thought about that before conspiring against me, before lying about drug addiction, before trying to manipulate a 92-year-old woman. His lawyer tried negotiating. What do you want? To make this go away? I want what Grandma wanted. My 40%, $2.7 million. And I want something else. I want everyone who participated in this conspiracy to admit what they did, publicly, to the entire family. That's unreasonable. Then we go to court. I play the recordings. Everyone hears what you said, what you planned, how you lied. Your choice. They withdrew the will contest that afternoon, agreed to the settlement. The estate would be distributed per the original will. I'd get my 40%, but I wasn't done. I organized a family meeting, Thanksgiving, 6 months after Grandma died. Told everyone it was mandatory. About the estate. Everyone came. All 5 of Grandma's children, all 10 grandchildren, spouses, 23 people. Same dining room where they'd plotted. Same table where the hearing aid had charged. I set up a speaker, connected my phone, waited until everyone was seated. Then I spoke. 6 months ago, Grandma died. Some of you tried to contest the will, claimed I manipulated her, influenced her unduly, isolated her from family. Those claims have been withdrawn. The will stands. I get 40%, but before we finalize everything, there's something you all need to hear. I pressed play. My mother's voice filled the room. We need to talk about Braden. Eyes widened. Faces went white. We should remove him from the will. My father's voice. He's using drugs. They knew what this was, realized what I had. The recording played. 10 minutes of their first meeting. Their conspiracy, their lies, their plan. When it finished, silence. Absolute silence. That was February. There are 5 more meetings. Want to hear them? Nobody spoke. You conspired. You lied. You tried to manipulate a dying woman. To cheat me. Your own family member, and you did it in her house. With her hearing aid recording. She kept those recordings. In cloud storage, where I found them, where her lawyer heard them, where a court would hear them if needed. My mother tried to speak. Braden, we can explain? No, you can't. There's no explanation for this. You fabricated drug addiction, created financial irresponsibility, lied to a woman you claimed to love, to steal from me, and you almost got away with it. But technology caught you. Grandma's hearing aid, recording, saving, exposing, everything. My Uncle Michael stood. This is over. We agreed to your terms. You got your money. What more do you want? I want you to understand. Grandma knew, maybe not consciously, but she knew something was wrong. That's why she never signed your new will. That's why she kept her original will. She trusted me, not you, and she was right. I played the other recordings, all of them. 23 people sat there, forced to listen to their conspiracy, their betrayal, their lies. Some cried, some looked angry. None could leave, not until it was over. When the last recording finished, I gave them a choice. You can maintain your shares of the remaining 60% under one condition. You apologize, publicly, each of you, for what you did. Or I take these recordings public, social media, local, everyone will know how Margaret Foster's children conspired against her wishes, how they lied, how they failed. One by one, they apologized, forced, bitter. But they did it, all except my Uncle Michael. He refused. I won't apologize for protecting family assets. Fine, then you're out. Contest your own siblings for your share. I'll provide the recordings to their lawyers. Good luck. The estate was finalized. I received $2.7 million. Uncle Michael received nothing. His siblings testified against him in court, using the recordings, proved he led the conspiracy, drafted the fraudulent will, manipulated the family. He was disbarred, lost his license, his career destroyed. The remaining family split their inheritance, but relationships were shattered. Nobody trusted anyone. Holiday gatherings stopped. The family unit collapsed, all because of greed, all because they underestimated technology, all because they forgot Grandma's hearing aid was listening. I used part of my inheritance to create a foundation, the Margaret Foster Truth Foundation. Supports elder advocacy, protects seniors from family exploitation, from manipulation, from conspiracies like the one I experienced. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. The money they tried to steal now funds protection for others. Grandma would have loved it. Sometimes family betrays you. Sometimes they lie, conspire, plot your downfall. But sometimes technology catches them. A hearing aid, a cloud backup, 6 months of recordings. That's all it took to expose years of resentment, months of planning, hours of meetings, all destroyed by a device they forgot was there. The recordings changed everything, not just for me, but for how I viewed family. For years I'd believed family meant loyalty, unconditional support, shared bonds. The recordings shattered that illusion, showed me family can be transactional, opportunistic, willing to destroy one of their own for money. It was a painful lesson, but necessary. I listened to those recordings dozens of times, analyzing, trying to understand. How do people justify this to themselves? How do they rationalize conspiring against family? The answer was in their words. They'd convinced themselves I didn't deserve the money, that Grandma was making a mistake, that they were correcting an injustice. Self-deception at its finest. They weren't the villains. They were the heroes, saving the family from my unworthy hands, protecting assets from someone who'd waste them. Never mind that I'd never wasted anything, never asked Grandma for money, never shown any signs of the problems they fabricated. Facts didn't matter. Their narrative mattered, and they'd constructed a narrative where they were righteous. I was the problem, and removing me was justice. The psychology fascinated my therapist. I started seeing one after the Thanksgiving confrontation, processing everything: the betrayal, the discovery, the revenge. She explained it's common in inheritance disputes. Families create justifications. Deeps the person they're targeting, makes it easier to harm them. If I'm not fully human in their minds, if I'm reduced to an obstacle, a problem to solve, then conspiring against me becomes acceptable, even necessary. She called it moral disengagement, the ability to do unethical things while maintaining a positive self-image. My family had mastered it. The recordings revealed something else: the hierarchy of conspiracy. Uncle Michael led it. He was the architect, the planner, the one who kept everyone focused. My parents were enthusiastic participants, quick to contribute lies, eager to support the narrative. My aunts and uncles followed along, some reluctantly, but all complicit. Then there were the grandchildren, my cousins. Most stayed silent during meetings, uncomfortable but not opposed enough to object. Except Tom. He tried to stop it, tried to voice concern, been shut down immediately. I reached out to him after everything settled, apologized for involving him in the family explosion. He was grateful someone acknowledged his position. I hated what they were doing, but I was 23. What could I say? They're all older, established. I'm just a kid to them. We stayed in touch, the only family relationship I maintained. Everyone else cut me off after Thanksgiving. Couldn't face me, couldn't face what the recordings revealed about themselves. Some sent angry emails, accused me of destroying the family, of betraying trust by recording them. The irony was perfect. They conspired, they lied, but I was the betrayer, for playing back their own words, for holding up a mirror. My mother's email was particularly bitter. "You've torn this family apart. Your grandmother would be ashamed." I replied with one sentence: "Grandma's hearing aid recorded your conspiracy. If she'd be ashamed of anyone, it's you." She never responded. My father tried a different approach, threatened legal action, claimed the recordings were obtained illegally. His lawyer sent a cease and desist. My lawyer sent back copies of case law. Hearing aids are medical devices. Their recordings belong to the wearer, or in this case, the wearer's estate. Completely legal. The threat evaporated. Uncle Michael's disbarment was publicized. Local legal community found out. State bar investigated. Found he'd violated ethics rules, drafting a will that reduced a beneficiary based on fabricated information, while representing the estate. Clear conflict of interest. His license was revoked. Career ended. He blamed me. Sent one email: "I hope you're happy. You've destroyed my life." I didn't respond. He'd tried to destroy mine first. The foundation became my focus. Margaret Foster Truth Foundation. Working with elder law attorneys, training caregivers, educating families about warning signs of exploitation. We developed a program: how to detect manipulation, how to protect vulnerable seniors, how to document concerns. We distributed guides to nursing homes, senior centers, legal aid organizations, helped dozens of families in the first year, some facing situations similar to mine, others dealing with different exploitation, financial abuse, isolation, coercion. The stories were heartbreaking, but also motivating. Every family we helped was validation, proof that Grandma's money was serving a purpose, that her death wasn't just about inheritance, but about protecting others. I partnered with technology companies, educated them about privacy concerns, but also about evidence potential. Devices record, store, sync. People forget this. Have private conversations, near smart speakers, near phones, near hearing aids, all potentially recorded, all potentially discoverable. It's not paranoia, it's reality. We live in a documented world. The foundation held an annual gala, fundraiser and awareness event. Second year, we invited media, told my story publicly. Their hearing aid recordings, the conspiracy, the exposure. It went viral. News outlets covered it. Technology podcasts discussed it. Legal blogs analyzed it. Suddenly, everyone was talking about elder exploitation, about family inheritance fights, about the evidence potential of medical devices. Some criticized me, said I should have kept it private, that airing family dysfunction was inappropriate, but most supported the message. Protect seniors. Document everything. Don't assume family means safety. The publicity brought unexpected consequences. Other families reached out. Similar stories. Grandchildren cheated by relatives. Seniors manipulated. Wills changed under suspicious circumstances. We connected them with lawyers. Provided resources. Several cases went to court. Some won, some lost, but all fought back. Refused to be victims. The recordings became teaching tools. Law schools used them. Ethics classes. Estate planning courses. Examples of what not to do. How conspiracy unravels. How technology catches bad actors. Uncle Michael became a case study. The lawyer who destroyed his career through greed. My mother eventually reached out. 2 years after the Thanksgiving confrontation. Asked to meet. I agreed. We met at a neutral location. Coffee shop. She looked older. Tired. I want to explain. I don't need explanation. I have recordings. Your words, your planning. That's all the explanation necessary. She flinched. We thought we were protecting the family. From what? From me? I never did anything to you. Your grandmother favored you. It wasn't fair. So you lied. Created drug addiction stories. Tried to steal my inheritance. She had no defense. Sat quietly. Then said something surprising. You were right. What we did was wrong. I've had 2 years to think about it. Listen to myself on those recordings. I'm ashamed. It wasn't the apology I expected, but it was something. Why tell me now? Because you're my son, and I destroyed our relationship. For money. Money I didn't even need. I have enough. We all did, but we got greedy, competitive, lost sight of what mattered. We didn't reconcile. Too much damage, but we reached an understanding. She'd participated in something terrible, recognized it, regretted it. That was more than most of the family managed. My father never apologized, never acknowledged wrongdoing. Last I heard, he's still bitter. Tells people I manipulated Grandma. Refuses to admit the recordings prove otherwise. Some people can't face truth. It fractures their self-image. Easier to maintain the lie. Even when evidence exists. Even when everyone knows. The foundation expanded. Opened offices in 3 states. Hired staff. Developed programs. Worked with legislators on elder protection laws. We pushed for transparency in estate changes. Requirements for medical evaluation. Documentation when wills are modified late in life. Some passed, some failed, but we kept pushing. Grandma's legacy growing beyond her wealth, becoming about protection, about justice. 5 years after her death, the foundation had helped over 300 families, prevented exploitation, documented abuse, provided legal support. The hearing aid recordings started it all. Without them, I'd have been another cheated grandchild, another bitter family dispute, another inheritance stolen through lies. But technology intervened, recorded the truth, provided irrefutable evidence, changed everything. I still have the hearing aid. Keep it in a display case. Foundation office. Reminder of how everything began. Visitors ask about it. I tell the story, show the impact, explain how one device caught a conspiracy. Some find it inspiring. Others find it cautionary. Both reactions are valid. It's inspiring that truth emerged, that justice was possible. It's cautionary that family can betray, that devices record everything, that privacy is illusion. The foundation created a registry, anonymous reporting system. People who suspect elder exploitation can document, create records, build evidence. We partner with authorities, provide information when legal action is needed. It's become a resource for families, for lawyers, for investigators. We've documented over 800 suspected cases, some ongoing, some resolved, all important. 10 years from now, I'll look back on this differently. Distance provides perspective. But today I know this. Family betrayed me. Technology saved me. Grandma's accidental recordings provided justice. And her money now protects others. That's not a bad legacy. That's not a wasted inheritance. That's purpose. My name is Braden Foster. I'm 32 years old. My grandmother left me $2.7 million. Her hearing aid exposed my family's conspiracy, and I turned betrayal into protection for others. That's my story. That's my truth. That's how one device changed everything.